Hey, this is Notser, and we're in the Tier 10 Soviet destroyer, Grozovoi. We're on the map north. This is the alternative layout north. You might have noticed that there's like 3 or 4 at this point. This one encourages a lot of DDs to be a little bit more, subtle with their movements. There's a lot of islands. There's a lot of channels that allow you to get to areas that you could never get to previously, and the game ends up being incredibly competitive because of that. So I started in my Grozovoi. I was sort of in the middle. I could have gone A point. I decided to go C point in this instance. If I could do it all over again, probably wouldn't. My build is on the screen. I did choose to invest, and of course, we run smack into the worst ship in the game to run into. I pop my smoke, he pops his smoke. I'm just trying to survive. Switching to AP because he is broadside, and he drops off, and he's just gonna pump a ton of shells into the exact same location over and over. And I'm gonna end up spending one of my torpedo tubes to try and get a little bit of chip damage on this. Yeah, he's trying to still be crafty and hide behind the islands, but I'm able to disengage with relative health left back on the ship, hoping for the torpedoes to make contact, and yeah, of course, the torpedoes make no contact with the enemy. He, in fact, is able to avoid it completely, and C point is theirs. So as I'm just trying to disengage, a good technique to disengage is just sail directly away from them. Make it hard for them, make their accuracy be the reason for the miss, not because you turned predictably and you widen your stance just so everyone could pump shells into you. Don't do that. But clearly C point is going to be theirs, and more torpedoes, just need to make sure, avoid it completely. Alright, Des Moines has already taken out friendly Hindenburg. I believe the Hindenburg fell on the western flank. And as I'm moving back towards the center, I am made aware that the enemy DD is just trying to openly fire. Look at how much smoke is everywhere. If there's so much smoke, there's so much of an opportunity to have your bloom drop off, or not even bloom out at all. So I was just like, openly fire, it's cool, whatever. I would love to kill Haragumo, Grozovoi. Of course, he takes another shot at me. These guys, desperate for damage. Desperate for damage. B point is in the process of being captured. Oh, Gearing got a friendly torpedo hit on him, and apparently he flooded out. So one less DD to worry about, and it's a gunboat DD. So in that instance, I felt like, you know what? I can afford to be more aggressive. There's no DD on the eastern side. I believe the radar ship, I think a Moskva, he's gone. He's going to move off, and even if he spots me, it's going to be difficult for the enemy to get an angle because they're trying to line of sight and they're trying to go to another flank. C point has been captured. And I find that a lot of times, if you move back, there is a window that you can take advantage of. And yes, indeed, the enemy Moskva did pull back. As long as I stay undetected, this should be a free take for us, at least theoretically. I could use my heal, I could do a lot of things, but I really just want to focus on where's the location of the MBDD. And yes, of course, he shows back up. Friendly Grozovoi first is moving forward rapidly, incredibly aggressive, and it looks like the enemy Grozovoi sent torpedoes at said battleship. And it's always good to screen for your teams. I am going to reiterate this every single time. Screen for your teams. There's no reason to not try and be in front of a target, especially if you know that there are torpedoes that could be sent. I mean, yeah, the Hindenburg has torpedoes, but it's 6-kilometer range. The Grozovoi torpedo range is 10 kilometers. So there's always a risk that anyone trying to move towards that enemy target that's so close, he could take torpedoes. But we successfully capture the base. There is a Hindenburg that looks to potentially be rotating around the right side. I am a little afraid of hydroacoustic. That is on my mind. So I am going to try and move away from the Hindenburg's location, but I still want to consider, you know what, if he wants to be aggressive and take a window where he's not spotted and move forward, which is always on the table, this is probably the best opportunity for him. So in prediction, I'm going to feel like, okay, I'm going to send torpedoes, expecting the Hindenburg to be aggressive coming around the corner. And yes, we do get one little last sight. I send a torpedo at the indicator, and then I send another set at the tight area around the island, assuming that he wants to turn tight and avoid torpedoes. That's sort of covering both bases. It's not the first time I've sent torpedoes like that. It won't be the last time. It's a very solid plan. Obviously, I'm sailing away, and he is, he's gone. He's devastated. Massive damage taken. Friendlies can totally engage him. I'm going to engage him. I'm going to try and unload some AP as well on the broadside. Probably, yeah, we didn't end up taking the target out. The Grozovoi first did it for us, and the enemy Grozovoi disengaging. So I'm just going to go as thin as possible. I'm looking actively to disengage. When you disengage, the bloom shrinks immediately, which is a huge advantage now. It used to not do that. I can 100% verify that. We're good, though. We are so good. Friendly Grozovoi first. Looks like he's going to take one on the nose. And something is capturing B point. Now, it's probably a DD. And if I can deal with that DD, I think it would be in my best interest. The enemy Grozovoi considered going down that little channel, but he thought better of it. And that is a very dangerous spot to go when someone can spot you. I've seen many battleships try and make it work. Oh, that's not how it's going to work, guys. You need to consider, are there radar ships, aircraft, line of sight? If it is there, they know what's coming. It's not a surprise. I know that is disappointing. It's not a surprise. And that enemy Grozovoi does a good job. He gets a little bit of damage done while line of sight of the island, although it does verify that he was last spotted right around the island, so I can use that to my advantage. And in this moment, I felt like maybe I could fire with smoke, maybe aircraft, maybe torpedo hit on the enemy Montana, but I'm going to work my way towards B point, knowing full well that the enemy intends to maybe camp behind the island. Yeah, of course he's going to camp behind the island. And I really want to try and punish him camping behind the island. But I am very vulnerable here. I don't have radiolocation. I would love radiolocation, but I need concealment and I need advanced firing training. I'm out on a limb. There could be a DD off my left flank. It does look like I might have a torpedo strike on the enemy Grozovoi. Got to keep really aware of what is actually occurring with the DDs at B point. And yeah, of course, torpedoes not going to hit anything. Last known position, enemy DD looks to be coming towards this little area. And I have smoke, plus there's an island that's blocking line of sight with that enemy Grozovoi. I'm going to set up in an ambush position, and I'm going to assume that he's going to be too broad for my AP to punish him better than the HE. I could keep HE loaded. It honestly doesn't really matter here. We just need to be ready to ambush this guy. And I want to make sure I'm about 3 kilometers away from the island so he can't see me as he's rotating around. The enemy DD and the Montana behind me spotted, and we're just waiting. Where are you, DD? I know you're there. I know you would love to engage me. I know he would love to go through this area, and yep, he's still there. He still hasn't decided to come this way, and maybe he is coming this way. And of course, we have a Gearing who rotated completely around the island. Just the worst possible moment. In this game, it always felt really eerie. Like this Gearing just had my number. He was so consistent in being in the last possible position that I ever expected. Looks like the Gearing sent torpedoes at the friendly, and oh, here we go. Here we go. We're going to take a torpedo, unfortunately. And we are definitely close. So I send one at the indicator. I send another one wide. He basically has no place to go. He's going to have to run into a torpedo. And yes, he does run into a torpedo. We take out the enemy DD. I'm trying to rotate to the south side. I know the Gearing can see me. I use my heel, of course, Took a ton of damage from that torpedo. Just absolute massive damage. The AP bounces off the side of my hull. And we are alive. There is an enemy battleship on the other side of that island. I want to make sure that I'm outside of my detection when I am going to be visible. We have an advantage, but not a large advantage. I just need to play smart. I can't afford to be spotted by this enemy gearing. Gotta be very careful. He could be chasing me. Once again, getting way out wide to engage the enemy Yamato, and the gearing is spotted. So the gearing was headed to the north. Looks like a friendly battleship is trying to get back to me. Enemy Yamato is doing everything he can to sail out of the area, and I'm going to do everything I can to punish the broadside. Got my AP loaded, aiming at the top of the hull. Looks fine. Nobody wants to engage me. We're good. We're fine. Why are we still detected, though? Does he just have a very specific position where he can spot me? Maybe the enemy cruiser? Regardless, friendly Iowa came this way. That enemy Grozovoi, once again, he's at C point. I don't have the health to engage him, though. I don't have the health to even remotely consider him firing back at me. But what I am hoping that he'll do is he'll make a mistake and he'll maybe be going full speed towards me or a friendly Grozovoi first. He maybe openly fires. I just want him to take as much time as possible in capturing C point. As that's all going on, I'm going to take advantage of the speed that my ship has, and I got over to B. So enemy Yamato is going to just rock the Iowa's world. There's no reason for a battleship to be that far forward with the islands. Just, there's too many variables, and it's dangerous. Hell, there could be a gearing here. It's incredibly dangerous what is going on. Looks like Yamato wants to maybe turn down the gap. And if he's going to come down the gap, I mean, sure, I would love to torpedo you. I'm sure he's not going to do that, though. Not without help. And as all this is going on, friendlies are doing a great job doing damage to him. So, last spotted 2 DDs, 1 captured C, something north of B and C. Enemy Yamato's dead, good. We've got about 20 seconds left before the base is captured. Enemy gearing could attempt to interrupt me, or the Grozovoi. I just want to capture the base. Too many times you just see a player who's like, I don't need to actually try and win the game. I can just farm damage or get kills. And no, the best thing you could do is just make sure the objective is yours. Have friendlies in the area if you're low health or you need some assistance. And hopefully an enemy will come into an area that, maybe they didn't expect to have any opposition. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for we have a 2-base-to-1 advantage. They're going to have to come here in order to attempt to win the game. So I know this. I'm ready for it. And of course, right off the bat, we've got enemies spotted. They are 100% already targeting the area. I just got a sixth sense about this thing. Like they're too aware for their own good of what's going on. They've got really good sense of the game. So I decided I have to use the last charge of my smoke. If I don't, I'm dead. And as I'm waiting on my last charge, we did catch sight that multiple enemies were in this area. One sent towards the right side of the gap. The other torpedo sent towards the left side. I just want to try and clog it up. And hopefully we've got an enemy who's trying to go through it. And yes, okay, there we go. Hopefully an enemy was trying to go through it, which they were. The enemy gearing, last spotted. That gearing is incredibly dangerous. So I expected him to exit out towards B point and attempt to capture. Enemy Moskva, well, of course the Moskva uses his radar. This is clearly a communication move, just so the enemy gearing knows where I am. But obviously the gearing's going to go B. If he doesn't go B, the game is over, and he already has verified that I've sent both torpedo sends. So I don't have anything to stop him. And I'm just trying to find a soft area where the enemy is not. I'm trying to just sit near B, but away from it so I'm not automatically spotted. And I just want to survive. That's all I'm looking to do. Because clearly, the enemy DD is going for B point. He can't allow the game to take this long. This is ridiculous. But of course he's not going B point. Of course he's actually hunting me. And instead of going B and maybe trying to engage me that way, he has decided, oh no, I'm just going to go straight for Notser and risk my team losing the game. I mean, look how vulnerable everyone is. Friendly Grozovoi first. Friendly Zhao, both incredibly low. All they're trying to do is disengage. Enemy Moskva is trying to kill the friendly Zhao. The Shimakaze is incredibly healthy, but completely out of position. The Gearing, after killing me, has no real idea of exactly where that Shima is in relation. He probably has radiolocation. Although, I didn't have radiolocation on my person. But regardless, he knows there's a Shima somewhere by Friedrich because torpedoes have been spotted. He just doesn't know where exactly. And I'm over here going, where the hell is the Gearing? Why hasn't B point been contested at all? We're already up to 900 points, and there's only a minute and 45 seconds left in the game. And finally, the Gearing waddles his way into B point. He took his sweet time going into B point. He took so much time that the Shimakaze could potentially finish the Moskva and win the game. And I was like, yeah, go finish the Moskva. He's so low, just sail directly towards him and kill him. We know there's a Gearing at B point. Friendly Zhao is going to attempt a shot. And we don't know that we need this. I just didn't want it to be left up to chance. Right? The target's low, could engage, but clearly the Zhao, if he is spotted, Friedrich Grosse, Moskva, maybe even the Gearing would fire their guns. Which Gearing is still capturing B. Shimakaze is still just sailing north of B and C. And the Moskva, he might have radar. He might be able to use it one more time. But there's only 45 seconds left in the game. So whatever play they wanted to make, they got to make it right now. And oh, Shima. Shima. You could totally finish this guy off. Maybe torpedo send in the game right now. It'd totally be easy, Shima. You just have to pull the trigger. Shimakaze. If you get the kill on the guy, the Gearing was rushing towards the Zhao. 20 seconds left. He's firing HE into the side of the ship. He's not getting any damage. He probably should consider switching to AP. And he finally does. He switches to AP. And oh my god. We still have a chance to win the game. 8 seconds left. 7 seconds left. We still have a point advantage. And I don't know that there's going to be enough time left in the game. I think we've got this. I think we've got it. And we actually won the game by 2 points. I can't believe the Gearing took his sweet time capturing B. I expected one play, and I got a completely different one. And at the end of the game, it ended up being the wrong course of action because clearly we won the game just by the skin of our teeth. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time.